Hi, my name is Yesenia Randazzo, and I welcome you guys to Say Yes with Yesenia podcast. And I would love to introduce today Kiko Suarez.
Hi, Yesenia. How are you? This is awesome. I'm so excited to be here on your first podcast, right?
Correct, my first podcast.
Wow, thank you for having me.
No, it's a
super
pleasure.
happy to be here and talk stuff with you.
And we also have Eduardo Moya.
Yes, hello. Nice to be here. Congratulations on your first podcast. I think what I will say is a lot of people underestimate the power of conversation. And people think, oh, it's just another dumb podcast, which to many it could be, but it has a chance to grow dramatically fast if you actually put love into it.
Hey, is our podcast dumb? No, man. We got a good podcast.
We got a great podcast. It started off, but people always think, oh, shut another podcast. It just kind of throw it off like that.
Yeah, I always
but if you know how to, engage with the audience, which everyone has their own audience, it actually can grow rather quickly. People are starving for this type of conversation.
For sure.
Over just like quick hits of quick videos of just, nonsense going on all the time.
Real content. How do you feel?
Me, I'm feeling great.
Are you feeling at home? Any nerves?
No, I love the whole conversation and just getting the whole platform, what it is to say yes in life. And coming from someone who was in a different industry and now into the hospitality, give us a little.
It's me. I mean, I'm used to these lights and cameras and editing and like the team back there. So for me, I love it. I'm always comfortable around it. It was a long time of 25 years being in TV and having great success and really loving it,
But you work for a major
right?
operation,
I love them. I still love my family, we go in our separate ways, and I work morning news. So it was a lot to wake up at 2:45 every day. And I know both of you
that
guys
takes love.
wake up early, but that's like crazy, unhealthy early.
So how did you do then the transition to where you are today? You must have said yes at some point in time, right?
Yes, I did. Yes, I was at a crossroad, and I got real comfortable. Obviously, it was a morning thing, but I was out at noon. I could pick up my kids from school and practices. They have a lot of activities, but it was something to do for me now.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that you've been at that crossroad.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about it the other day. You said that you've never missed a baseball game, was
Never.
it?
Wow.
Never, but
That's
I got
impressive.
comfortable, right, with being with a nice job and something that I loved. But I also wanted to do something for myself that you've had a big part in, that I know that you're at right now. And I said yes.
And you said yes.
So when I read and I saw your logo, I'm like, damn, that's perfect, because a lot of people are scared to take that jump and to go in for themselves. And
because we enter our comfort zone, right? Where we
So now I have a hospitality company called Kiko Hospitality with my partner, Luis Fonseca, which is like my CEO. He helps me with big events that we do for the community, which is...
And you do a lot of those.
Yeah,
I mean, we've participated in a few together, but...
Guinness World Record events.
And we're going to have some barbecue competitions. We've done golf tournaments. So it's fun stuff that I get to do with the community. I also have some seafood distribution that I do with my partner, Renee, the Fish Plug, if you guys want seafood. And I've been working with this guy right here who, even though he's younger than me, is super sharp, and I like to surround myself with people that are sharp and smart.
Thank you.
And he keeps me on
the
my toes.
importance, right, of aligning yourself with the right people. And I would have to say a lot of my self-growth after I got out of the hospitality, the restaurant business, has been aligning myself with mentally people that, we're alike.
Yeah, it's important.
And really alike, because, I'm super driven. I used to sleep 4 hours. I thought nobody worked harder than me, and to be honest, nobody was working hard on me, because nobody wakes up at 2:45, and I go to sleep at 11. It wasn't I was going to sleep early. Until I met homie here, and I was like, yo, you got to turn it off. He goes, I thought I was bad, but you really got to like close your eyes and go to sleep. I thought for the first couple of weeks he'd hang upside down like a vampire and not really sleep.
No, I think...
But like you said, I found somebody that I can work with and is just as driven, like my partner Luis, like you for yourself, that we're friends. But
I don't really feel like we work. I think we just have fun.
Because exactly, so
listen to him.
You don't work when you choose a career that you're passionate about. It's not really going to work. It's something you're enjoying.
I know, but if he could skip sleep, he would. And that's
I mean, but listen, I think he is a big. I learned from everyone around me, and he's big on work-life balance, especially after you had the accident with the eye, which we can talk about later. He told me some stories and stuff, and I'm always like,
On the go.
I'm freshly married.
I'm a sponge.
Oh,
you know, I'm always looking at these little things.
So wait a second. Hold on. You're freshly. So
married.
how does your wife? What's your wife's name?
Maria.
Maria. How does Maria take it if you know, are engaged once you're home after dinner or whatnot?
Talking to me
Like any other wife.
Oh, you're right. That's it. She's like, no. Turn.
Right.
Like any other wife, she's obviously wants to spend time with me.
Of course.
But on the same token, I told her on Friday she was the MVP. She was sick at home. She knew I had important meetings and important things to do and had the clients to take care of and stuff. And she didn't give me shit about it.
You know, she got into.
She was like, listen, and she works with me.
Yeah.
So she knows how it is. She knows the clients. She knows my people. She knows my friends.
Yeah, she's super driven.
She knows everything. She's the same way. She's actually has a lot to do with success, and not like that typical. My wife makes me successful. Like operationally, she has been the person who's really taken the agency operationally to the next level. You know, growing the team from I think we had like 6 or 8 to like 60 right now that we have right now. And I don't even. There's people that work for us I don't even know.
Because she compensates what you lack on, right? She has, and so it's that perfect balance and that mutual respect, which is very important.
Keep it on my check.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is very important because I mean, at one point I did work with my ex-husband, but we lacked that communication and respect and whatnot, which also could become a problem in the business.
It does. It gets complicated sometimes, you know. But I think at the end of the day, it's always like, okay, what's the goal? You know?
Exactly.
And I think also when you have confrontational situations or debates, I don't think it's a bad thing. I enjoy them. You know, I want to see what she's really thinking. I enjoy, and honestly, a lot of times it's kind of like that old thing, like iron sharpens iron. Exactly. I need someone to criticize me, someone who's not seeing the things that I'm seeing. And at the moment, it makes me very upset, and she knows, and I can give some little zingers and stuff back. Yeah. A couple of days later, I'm a person who marinates on things. Nothing that she'll ever, you know, like that'll last forever. But she's like. And then she ends up telling me, and I come back to her and I tell her, you know what?
And you're like, yes, you were right, honey.
I tell her, you're right. And she looks at me, she goes,
how do you handle it?
I would have saved you 3 days.
You have 3 children, you're by yourself. How do you do it?
You know, I have no other option. I have to do what I have to do. And to me, the reason I developed this podcast is because I have said yes. I have walked out of my comfort zone and kind of have rolled with the punches and accepted things to see what opportunities open.
And be ready to whatever life throws at you, to be ready.
Of course.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So I was class of 05. You were what, 07?
Yeah.
And we learned today we both went to Braddock.
You went to Braddock?
I went to Ferguson, but Ferguson's portables in my first year.
That's right.
We're in Braddock.
We're at Braddock.
So she was 2 years older than us. We were never allowed to talk to the Braddock people.
Because we were in two separate sections. Yeah. They were in the portables, but.
Hey.
95
well, I'm coming up on 27, my 20-year graduation party, and I'm going to make that thing. I did a 10-year one, and it was good.
I didn't attend mine. I was pregnant, so I didn't attend mine. But definitely, I am looking forward to any future ones. But so we are Miami people. We grew up here, right? Yes. So where did you go to?
St. Brendan.
St. Brendan.
95.
Okay. So I have a question for you. Do you feel that because you went to St. Brendan, private school, right? Do you feel that opened up doors for you to where you are today?
Definitely. I went to private school.
So you're very proud.
Nothing wrong with it, but I went to private school. I grew up around Braddock. I have nothing against public schools or charter schools. I know there's very good schools, but I feel like if you're in a private school, in certain private schools, you do have certain benefits and
the connections, right?
And then the level of education and the competition and striving to be the best in everything is, I think, maybe a little bit more superior than.
No.
Than
100% more.
I know, but there's some I don't want to dog on all public schools because there are amazing charters in public schools, but definitely you're going to get an advantage. I know I did growing up. I know my son and my daughter will be as well. You're going to go to Columbus and stuff like that. And I mean, everybody there is just like wants to win and has that aggression from their parents.
Exactly, right? From their parents.
And stuff like that. And it's just a good community. And to be honest, when your kids graduate, there's going to be somebody or one of your friends that's got a job for it. And it's going to be a good job. That's how I see it. But I have nothing against public schools. I know you went to public school and you guys turned out okay.
I think so.
Right?
What do you think, eh?
I mean, I went to public school. I came from Hialeah, number one.
Oh, okay.
You know, so
we didn't know that.
I grew up in
there you go. Look
I grew up in
at
Hialeah, and then my parents saw my cousins growing up, and they're like, "All right, wait, you're not gonna finish, getting raised here." So we moved to Kendall, and then
okay, but let's ask him the real question: where did your daughter go? I know.
My daughter goes to graduating now to Gulliver.
Oh, okay, well there you go.
Private school?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Isn't that like the most expensive one?
No,
Right?
It's not, I think it's Carrollton or Westminster.
But it's up there, right?
Yeah, it's up there. It's up there. Listen, it's not like for me personally. I went to public school, and I think I was telling you guys earlier. It's about your environment and who you are. I think you could be put in a situation where you can network with people who obviously the idea is that they have jobs and they've done movers and shakers in the community. But if you don't know how to like mingle with them, and get in there, so
absolutely.
you need to make your kids social. If your kids are not social, they're not gonna. They could be next to the person who could help them, but if they don't,
we were talking about that earlier.
Exactly. I mean, I can go ahead and have a conversation with a tree. It's just my persona, and I sometimes feel like that in itself, it comes natural to some people,
correct,
while others it doesn't, and it's a little bit of a challenge.
And how you raise your kids is important.
I think that's how it is. Like I used to talk to my daughter like an adult since she was little.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she walks all over me. She's my little baby. I get it. Yeah. But I used to always talk to her like an adult. I used to explain things to her.
Exactly.
The economy, like the stock market.
And not just get good grades, be also socially equipped to not be awkward, right?
Yeah.
Because you can have a smart ass kid, but he don't talk to no one, or he doesn't.
Exactly.
You know,
and that's not like
it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah. You know? I think you got to spend a lot of time with them. You know that you got to like pass on what you know to them. And then her going to that school really was like super random. It wasn't like we just.
Did she play sports or something?
So my way of like rewarding her was always giving her something to think or creative. It was never like, here's a Barbie. It was like, here's a science kit. Here's a magic kit. A little project, little toys. Those were always
I don't know. I give cash for straight A.
No, down the line, but I should little, cash. You know? Now I'm cash.
You do your job. I swear to God, I give my kids cash.
Bueno, like the Spanish saying goes, lo que cuenta es cash.
You do your job. I told my son, I go, if you're an All-American in football and baseball and you go to college, senior year, and you get straight A's, I'm going to get you that Corvette.
What color? Care. What color has he decided?
White. One, because he deserved it, and two, he's going to piss off his mom.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'm just cramming around. But he, like, I swear, like, my kids' jobs are to do their job in school.
Yeah.
Yes, because that's like their only job right now, right? Is to stay focused, get those good grades. Exactly. And it builds character, which is very important. To have that discipline, you got to learn that from a young age. Exactly.
But they're definitely earning it. So I mean, it's huge.
So long story short, I got her. She started doing art classes. That was her eighth birthday gift was art classes. And then when you go to Gulliver, these schools, they interview the parents, etc. So I was sitting in the interview, and I sent a picture of a drawing that she did, which is big. You know, she was like 9 years old, 10 years old, and it was a flamingo, whatever. The teacher saw it. The people interviewing us, and they're like, "She did that." I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Go talk to the art teacher right now." She went to talk to her teacher. She showed her portfolio, and I said, "She's coming in."
Nice.
Wow.
Dad, good job.
So really it was her artistic.
My friend. I didn't call nothing.
That's on the gene pool.
It was like naturally went in there. And then now the next question was, okay, how are we going to pay for this?
Straight up, bro.
It was literally like that.
So would you say you take credit of her artistic background?
No,
you
I
think
can't take credit for that. I think I gave her the opportunity and she took advantage of it.
Okay.
You know? I think that's it. You know, like she did what she needed to do with it.
Put them in the right path.
Yes, exactly.
And now she got a scholarship to SCAD in Georgia.
Wow.
She got a scholarship. She got accepted to UM and she denied it.
Wow. The choices, right? The opportunities, right? The choices. That's amazing.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So she said yes to
SCAD in Georgia. She's going there for 4 years.
And no to UM, right?
Yeah. So she's good. Actually, funny enough, I'm doing a podcast with her this week with Golden 305, which he's a local artist.
Wow.
It's going to be us three, and she's done classes under him. Right,
nice.
And she hired him to do classes for her grade because she was like the president of the art association in the class, whatever. So she has that little like entrepreneurial spirit. I see it. I'm trying to mold it and stuff around her.
Amazing.
You know, but she's still young, and at times I'll like test her. Like, hey, let's do this. And then she'll kind of get like past phase 1, phase 2, and then die out on me. But I don't want to push her too much. She has other priorities right now.
Yeah.
You know, but like, you know, for design-wise or a website or things like that. But I'll be there when she's ready, you know?
Exactly.
For me, it's with my kid with sports. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's self-driven, and my little daughter's super talented too. So I'm just enjoying the ride for them to see how far they can get, but putting them in the right path. I think we can both agree on, you know, that's to do the best you can as a parent and make sure they're successful. And I mean, we're both winners, so our kids
basically give them those tools in order to succeed, right?
Put everything in the right path and let them earn it, but also, obviously make it as easy as we can for them as well, through our hard work.
And what would you guys say, for the audience out there, in order to make that move? What procedures or anything you guys can give out as far as like an advice to pursue?
For me to make the jump, being comfortable where I was at a great company, and
exactly,
you got to surround yourself with good people and be smart about it. That's why me and him associate and work together. My partner Louis, that we work together. You want to associate people that maybe could be sometimes better than you in certain things, and know that and learn from them. You know what I'm saying? It's like people when they say you want to make money, hang with people with money. Mm-hmm. You want to get smarter, hang people that might be a little bit smarter than you, and be able to listen and not have an ego and think that it's a competition.
Exactly.
I mean, we're pretty both aggressive, but we never get in each other's way.
And learning from others is always, a key thing.
And
never
also
think
too, like constructive criticism doesn't hurt.
No,
like,
it doesn't.
You need to be a person who accepts it. If you're someone who's always like, it's like how you're gonna grow.
And exactly that would right there like stomp your growth.
That's saying no.
Exactly.
Saying
yes. Saying yes.
And also being accountable and holding each other accountable. Like, hey, don't forget this. Like we got, like always be on top. It's good. It's a good it helps you. It helps you a lot. I have other people that I work with that we're the same way, and it's a very good relationship where you see things advance. Like one of my pet peeves is saying we're gonna do something, and then it never happens.
It never happens.
And I've been in many cases where I say I'm gonna do something and I don't do it.
And so, how have you found?
Learning.
How have you tackled though? Have you incorporated some type of method in order to tackle these things? And now you notice, okay, if I put it in the calendar, if I put it, my to-do list today.
That's an important thing. Yeah. So the best way is, number one, you got to start your day early. If you don't start your day early, it's hard for you to execute things. Number two, you have to put things in your calendar almost immediately.
Eddie wakes up and goes to the gym.
Yeah, I go to the gym.
I'm not there yet, but I'm trying.
Number three, you have to
have discipline.
Yeah, the taking notes and stuff like. If you don't take notes, it's hard for you to remember what's going on because you get hit up on the WhatsApp, you get hit up on the DM,
my gosh, yes, the email. There's so much distraction.
There's so many different avenues coming into you that if you don't know which ones to prioritize, it becomes a problem. And then so you have to be an organized person, and it took me years to learn that. Years, and even then, right now, I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, he's big on the calendar email. Yeah. Send me the calendar.
Yes,
send me the calendar.
Yes. I've learned that. That's really
my digital notes on my phone.
Well, at least you're now with like the notebook, right? So
we try to catch each other dropping the ball. You remember that thing I told you today?
Yeah.
Still
like he was calling me on Saturday, and he was, and I thought I was supposed to be somewhere that night, and I was like,
you're like, I forgot. I didn't jot it down in the calendar.
So the next day I'm calling him like, Kiko, what happened last night? Where were you?
I was calling to see what you're doing.
I was like, nah, man, I couldn't. When he went
it's
to
on the calendar. I don't see it in the calendar. Like, no, not everything's on the calendar, Ed. Relax. Yeah. This is a fun conversation.
But the thing is that, like, I think there's
a lot going on. I mean, life, exactly, especially so, like work, children.
And you make commitments to people, and there's nothing worse than telling someone you're going to do something,
and then you don't do it because it's your word, and it's your reputation, it's your word, and I mean that's very imperative, especially in our community in Miami, with everyone knows everyone, right?
Yeah, you want to be on top of your word.
You got to be on the ball. If you're on the ball, there's always someone behind you better. There's always someone trying to eat more than you. You got to. The competition's always out there. Yeah. So you got to be reinventing yourself while at the same time maintaining what you have. And it's not an easy balance at times, and you got to put people around you that are younger than you. It's taken a long time to get here. It's not like an overnight thing. There's no way.
And reinventing yourself is really not a bad thing, right?
It's not. It's been great for me.
Yeah.
I get sleep in now. Listen, I go to his office. That's kind of where home base is now. Yeah. But man, just to be able to sleep and relax and build for myself. I had a great career, but I was working for a company. Now it's kind of like, man, as hard as I hustle, as hard as I'm going to get.
And that's exactly how I feel now. I mean, there's chaos, but I'm at peace. And that is like priceless to feel at least, peace within. But even after like the reinventing.
So I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. She has Vanessa. Yeah. And she has multiple schools and stuff like that. And she's like, I thrive in chaos.
I do too.
I love organized chaos, but I thrive in chaos. She goes, it's just I'm always hitting it over and over and over again. Just figuring things out on the way.
I think huge too is when you do take a loss and you bounce back from it, in life or in work.
It just builds you stronger, right?
Yeah, like it's going to go smooth and then like, boom, something's going to drop out. Like it happened to me this weekend with one of our seafood order for one of our restaurants, and my buddy wasn't getting these messages. And then the restaurant's calling me at 5. Hey, where's our order? We're about to start service.
Oh my gosh.
Where's our 800 oysters for some service?
That's how you
and
lose a
it wasn't
relationship.
there. It wasn't there. But my partner Renee said, brother, we got to do something. Like, there's the
Yes.
answer of no. They're about to
exist.
street. What are we going to do? He jumped in his car. He's my
You're
partner.
turning that no into a yes. That's what you
Drove
had
to
to
Key
do.
Largo. Drove
Oh,
to Key
stop
Largo.
it. Stop it. I
Drove
don't
to
want
Key
to.
Largo last night. Got the thing and went back to the restaurant and made it because it was for the brunch on Sunday. And I said, man, we went from being completely nervous to like, we got it done. They sent back a message saying thank you. I'm like, listen, I apologize. It was our first time happening, so we had some credibility there.
Yeah, that's fine.
I can't believe this happened. I apologize. He's like, no, you guys, it was a little late, but it's here. We're done. We got it.
Because I'll give you a little insight. That's just the norm in the restaurant business.
Yes.
There's always some chaos, something. The lights aren't working. The fryer just broke down right before opening. I mean, that's the restaurant
more than
life.
I do, but it was one of those things, and stuff that we've done as well too, where like it didn't happen, or something we get some crazy negative comments on our podcast.
Oh,
and we both have to check
how do you guys
ourselves
deal with that though?
I don't engage.
I really don't care.
Right?
Yeah, I've told him as well not to engage.
Like, the device here is just people just commenting off the sidelines. It's easy to be the one saying like, oh,
we'll engage in a correct way sometimes.
Yeah, of course, we're very
and
neutral.
we might throw a little sarcasm in there if somebody says,
why
you
not,
guys are
right?
idiots. You know what we're talking about? I'll say thank you very much. Now, if it gets real personal and like things that we don't know, and you talk about these like a troll
we'll
or
just
something,
delete it.
we'll delete it. But to
If it's
engage,
really personal.
Exactly.
and I advise that as well.
If it crosses the line, and not that we're censoring nobody, but if it's like you're
No,
disrespecting
we'll leave
someone's
negative
family,
comments up there.
we
We'll
don't
leave
care.
some
Yeah.
negative stuff up there. But anything personal, like either we take it off or meet me at the gas station. That's all I see.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to tell it for you as well. If your podcast grows and stuff, and some people don't like how you sit or don't like your hair color, your nail, like don't engage. Like that's so stupid. I just keep going forward and say yes.
Exactly, and say yes. Move forward and say yes.
So I went last weekend to Mais and Agave, and I heard that Randazzo's used to be there.
385 Miracle Mile.
Yeah.
Eddie, you went there.
So I never went to Randazzo's. So tell me a little bit about it.
It was Italian American, food, homemade food, just like you would eat in Little Italy of New York, Chicago, Philadelphia.
Wow.
I vouch for the meatballs.
You would, yes, homemade meatballs.
Were you the actual one cooking?
Yes,
or?
yes, I
Oh my
was.
God,
But
wow.
I don't look like I could be behind the, listen, that was what I loved about the restaurant business, is that it's a business you really need to know the back of the house, the front of the house. You really have to wear many different hats. If not,
easy.
you don't know it's not. And so I'm used to that kind of chaos. So I thought that was normal. I was in it for 13 years, raised 3 children throughout, my time in the hospitality business. So I thrive in organized chaos.
So you're not going back to that anymore? Or?
No, I'm not. I don't say no. I say yes to opportunities.
Because I got people always looking for people too. Always looking for people. I think Emmy and these guys were looking for somebody the other day.
Yeah.
She's got some.
Yeah. So
some
I
good
mean,
needs as
to
well.
me, it's like that is a business that it's within you.
Yeah.
It runs through your veins to serve people, to see people
to love
enjoy,
it.
to entertain people. So yes, I'm taking a little break. Let's just
It's
put
her
it that
time
way.
now.
Yes,
Enjoy
I'm
it.
on the yes time.
Enjoy
I love it. I wish you all the luck in your new
Thank
podcast.
you guys. No, thank you so much for
we gotta have you
joining
come
me.
back. Come back to
I'll have her
ours.
on ours.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh,
nice.
okay.
Yeah, so you
Lots
can,
of
Now I'm
podcasting.
gonna be peppering you with questions.
Yeah, we'll light you up over there on that one.
Well, it was a pleasure having you
Thank you
both
so
here,
much.
especially
I love being on
for my first podcast.
Yes,
Thank
to
you.
Yesenia.
Yes.
Thank you, sweetie. Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.